hopefully you get to a level that you haven't ever wrestled in your life.
It's the first step to my overall goal of to be an All-American and a national champ.
Focus on going there for something more than the souvenir. You know, there's a little plaque they give you like this that you'll hold special for the rest of your life.
Wow. And the Cheyenne native has a huge win for the Wyoming Cowboys.
Now Meredith with a chance to put him down. Meredith getting back points. Bryce Meredith right at the horn. What an upset. The Wyoming Cowboys have a national championship finalist.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Kevin's Commentary. Boy, we've got a great guest today. This is a special guy. This guy united all of Wyoming with a tremendous performance in the wrestling championships in Madison Square Garden. We're, of course, talking with Bryce Meredith. And Bryce, an experience of a lifetime, I know. What was the one thing that impressed you the most about that whole event?
The name, just Madison Square Garden. It just, you know, it gives you kind of goosebumps or chills, or it gets your heart beating a little faster when you hear that name, or you hear about the most famous entertainers entertaining there, and knowing that you get to go be there and be the entertainer is pretty awesome.
Did you have a sense that the entire state was with you and watching this and excited about it?
Yeah, especially after probably when I upsetted the number 3 guy, my old teammate. But once I upset him and people started texting, and my parents were getting pictures of like sports bars, and everything was getting kind of crazy. My social media was starting to get a little nuts. I could just tell that there was this backing behind me, that I had some support. It was pretty fun.
Of course, we have the basketball tournament going on now, and we look at things: North Carolina State, Ohio State, Stanford, Oklahoma State. These are huge names nationally. Do you think about that as a wrestler when you're on the mat, or you're looking at a guy, right?
Yeah, it's weird. You know, I've never got caught up in the singlets. I know other people do get caught up in the names, but you know, the wrestling community is pretty small, so I've known these names forever. Been wrestling in the same tournaments as the kids, so no matter where they went and where I went, the names don't really change it. I just know who they are personally, and that they're human also.
Now, talk about the momentum of this. You win a match, then you win another match. Is there a point where you go, hey, I can get this done?
Yeah, I mean, I believed I could get it done before. I really did. I knew I could do it. I had confidence. I mean, in my first interview of the year, I said I was going to get on the podium. So I always knew that, but until you're there and doing it, you don't really, really know. And then once when I beat the number 3 seed and then the number 6 seed, I was like, I'm doing this. I mean, I remember even after my semifinals match, I said, one more. And I was like, I just believed it, that I had one more match in me to win it. And I did fall short, but the momentum was fun. It was exciting.
Could you sleep that night before?
Yeah, I could actually. It was weird. Normally I get more like nervous, hyped up where I can't sleep, but I was just in such a good state of mind there. It was just so business. It was so perfect. I was just where I wanted to be and where I needed to be. And I mean, melatonin might help a little bit, but whatever.
Okay, so it stung. There's no doubt. That's a tough thing. You were right there. But how long did it take, I guess, to where you go, okay, I'm going to be back? Yeah,
I mean, probably moments afterwards. I said, this isn't it. I mean, I'm only in my 2nd year, so I still got 2 more years. You know, I have a red shirt if I want that. But it's always been the same. I knew I could be there, and until I actually got there, the dream kind of seemed a little far away. But now that I got there, the dream's close, and I have the positive mindset. So, I mean, it's next year. The sky's the limit. I went from not qualifying last year to 2nd place. So my growth is exponential right now.
So you certainly mentioned the mindset. That's huge. But in the back of your mind, I guess physically or technique-wise, you now have a good idea as well?
Yeah, because, you know, as much as people want to be confident and stuff, there's always this little little something on your shoulder telling you you're not tough enough, that you're not good enough, you're not strong, your technique's not as slick as that guy, or you seem as powerful as that guy. But so you're kind of sitting there fighting this person that says, oh, you're the best in the world, and this other person that says you're nothing. And it's a crazy battle, and I think fighters, wrestlers go through it a lot because it's a combat sport. So you have somebody trying to beat you up, and it's kind of like, oh, geez, like, I hope I have enough tools. I hope I can get it done. And once it's weird because you're real nervous and you start wrestling and you instantly know that this guy comes out, the little dude telling, the good guy comes out and the little dude goes away. And so it's fun because you have that battle, and that's what makes it exciting. It's real nerve-wracking. I've never been more nervous for any other sport when I was growing up than wrestling. But now I don't get as nervous just because it's been so much time in the sport and I'm just that much more confident. But it's still like a fun nerve to it.
Do you see yourself, you never saw yourself doing anything else but this, right?
No, maybe play some golf and hit the PGA Tour, but I figured that out that I started a little too late. But no, wrestling's, it's been what it's been, It's from 6 on, I've been doing it, and I told my parents when I was, I don't know, maybe a freshman, I said I'm not wrestling in college if I'm not Division I. I'm gonna be the best in the country. I'm not gonna do it just to do it. So I think that mindset kind of set me up for where I am now. And college wrestling, I think, is so much mental compared to other sports because everybody's good in high school. Everybody has the abilities. People were a lot better in high school than I ever was. But college wrestling is just this mental toughness and just this, like, I don't give a crap attitude that you have to take into every match, and that's what makes people successful in college, not physical, ability quite like other sports, because there's some unathletic wrestlers out there that have succeeded very far.
Mm-hmm. How good did you feel knowing how proud your family, your parents were? That had to be terrific.
Yeah, it's so nice because they've put so much, and I know there's been people in my life, they're just kind of like, man, when I was younger, they're like, you sure put a lot of time into that wrestling, like kind of almost like, is it worth it? But we all, like my parents believed that it was worth it. And, as much as we had confidence in my ability, it's hard to say, oh, you'll be a national finalist. It's kind of it's a big goal. So actually getting it done it's pretty surreal, and my dad even said it like on Thursday, like 4 or 5 days later, he woke up in the middle of the night and he said he was still just amped up. And I mean, that's great, I got my, there's like this song lyric and it says, I got my mama crying for the right reasons. And I love that. And I was like, ooh, yeah.
You'll have to sing that for us one of these days.
Yeah, probably not.
It's an individual sport, no doubt, but it is a team sport. And I know you have to think globally, so to speak. And the other guys that went with you to Madison Square Garden did well, and Wyoming did well. That still means an awful lot, even though it's an individual sport.
Yeah, I mean, as much as succeeding by yourself is awesome and you get your own pleasure from it, like having people around you succeeding is what you want, Like you don't ever want to be that selfish where it's like, oh, if I'm not eating, you're not eating kind of thing. Because like if my friends or my teammates are succeeding, I feel like I'm succeeding also. And the other 2 that went to Madison Square Garden are just amazing people, hard workers, 2 of the best hearts I've ever met probably, So it was a blast experiencing that with him. And Tanner's gone, so I don't get to experience too much more with him. But Drew and I have one more year together, and I'm excited for it. I hope we have a lot more people go to nationals next year. I hope this sparks something in the team, and they believe in the training a little more, and really just that mindset. Because I don't do that much more different than other people. So hopefully they see that.
And of course, new league that had to be tremendously helpful to face that competition for all of you. Yeah. So you've got to feel really, really good about certainly you, but the team as you enter next year.
Yeah, it's like we didn't have the best in-season season. We struggled. We had a lot of ups and downs. We didn't know what we were doing at a couple weights, and but Coach said he never got like scared. He never started panicking. He never hit the panic button because he knew that we were all just building and it was just taking time. And I mean, I'm still really young. I'm only into my second year into college, so I was still learning a lot. And you can just sense the young team and how much we're growing. And I think next year we're going to grow even more than we got to at the last bit of this year. And being in the Big 12s obviously just helps. You don't get to escape good competition. There's not too much easy ways out. So,
well, I'm assuming that you're happy you transferred.
Yeah, a little bit.
What you've got a lot of wrestling left in your career. Do you think about the future much, or are you trying to just get through this?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always said it my whole life. I said I want to become such a good collegiate wrestler that I don't have a choice to wrestle outside of college. And, you know, and that's becoming a national champion, a national runner-up, and all these things. So it's where it's like, hey, you're like at the top. You got to keep going. So I've now set myself up to wrestle after college and maybe pursue an Olympic dream. But, yeah, I'm just enjoying it. I really do live in the present. Like, I don't get freaked out about the past or the future. It's kind of like when I talk about the mindset, I just got a real stable mind, and I just enjoying the ride, and I love it.
Well, all of Wyoming enjoyed it, too.
Yeah.
You are one of the most phenomenal young men we've had come through here in a long time. My congratulations to you, and it's exciting to be around you, and everybody's looking forward to next year like I know you are.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Bryce Meredith, Cowboy Wrestler Supreme, with us today. Thanks, Bryce.
Thank you.
And thanks for being with us. Until next time.